unfortunately we have very expensive electricity. And so we hope that CASA 1000, which will be expedited, so that we can also benefit from your clean and cheap energy, hydroelectricity.
आज बहुत ही अच्छी मुलाकातें रहीं यहाँ SCO में। जैसा कि आपको मालूम है, सुबह से आप देख रहे हैं कि बेलारूस के सदर साहब से मुलाकात हुई है। उसके बाद अभी हम उज़्बेकिस्तान के सदर से मुलाकात करके निकले हैं। इससे पहले ईरान के सदर के साथ मुलाकात हुई है और काज़ाकिस्तान के सदर साहब के साथ मुलाकात हुई है। और अब से कुछ देर बाद वज़ीर आज़म साहब की जो अशाइये में शिरकत कर रहे हैं, जो हेड्स ऑफ स्टेट के एज़ाज़ में दिया गया है, ज़्यादातर जो फोकस है वो अफ़गानिस्तान के ऊपर रहा है। बहुत ही दिलचस्प जो नुक्ता नज़र हैं वो सुनने को मिले हैं।
70 के करीब पाकिस्तानी से और 170 ताजिकिस्तान के लोग यहाँ आए हुए थे और 15 MOU साइन हो गए। मीटिंग बहुत अच्छी थी, इसलिए ये पहले दफ़ा दोनों साइड के बिजनेसमैन आपस में मिल रहे हैं। तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये एक नया सिलसिला शुरू हो गया है।
वज़ीर आज़म पाकिस्तान अब से कुछ देर बाद यहाँ SCO समिट में पहुँच रहे हैं, जहाँ पे उनकी स्पीच होगी। और जाहिर है SCO समिट इस वक्त ताजिकिस्तान के शहर दुशंबे में हो रहा है। ये उसका वेन्यू है जो आप देख रहे हैं। और इसमें इस वक्त वज़ीर ख़ारजा शाह महमूद कुरैशी साहब।
This is the 20th summit of SCO. So SCO has travelled quite a bit. You know, it has evolved over the years. Pakistan has now been, we were observers and now we are full members. We have been contributing to every SCO event. We think this is a forum that is gaining importance, and one sees interest developing in this forum because there are important regional players in this forum. And obviously, you know, one has seen now that despite bilateral arrangements, today regions go up and regions go down. So a regional approach to trade, to development, to investments, for security, checking transnational crime.
It is a pleasure to be in the beautiful city of Dushanbe for this landmark SCO summit. This moment is doubly auspicious as it coincides with the 30th anniversary of Tajikistan's independence. We extend heartiest congratulations to the brotherly people of Tajikistan. I also take this opportunity to facilitate President Eman Ali Rahman for his wise stewardship of SCO during Tajikistan's presidentship. The 20th anniversary of SCO is an important juncture to reflect on our journey so far. From the watershed moments in 2001, SCO has come a long way. Guided by the Shanghai spirit, SCO has steadily grown in size and stature. Today, SCO cumulatively represents 44% of the world population, 25% of the global landmass, and 20% of the global GDP. Impressive progress has been made in strengthening SCO normative and institutional basis and in developing practical cooperation on SCO's twin planks of security and socio-economic development. While SCO has done well to respond to old and new challenges, the increasingly complex global environment and geopolitical tensions would test our resolve in the times ahead. For our part, we must resist any drift towards bloc politics and stress that peaceful coexistence and cooperation, not confrontation, should be the main drivers of global politics. The COVID-19 pandemic afflicted the world in unprecedented ways. In sheer human suffering, the cost just cannot be calculated. A staggering 4.6 million people have lost their lives. 223 million people have been infected. While the public health systems were overwhelmed, economies worldwide faced downturn and recession. And most of all, the poor were hit the hardest everywhere, whether living in the impoverished south or the affluent north. For the first time in 20 years, the world saw a rise in absolute poverty. We in Pakistan adopted a collaborated strategy of smart lockdowns with simultaneous focus on saving lives, securing livelihoods, and stimulating the economy. A very difficult road to navigate. Our social protection program, which was called Asas Compassion, helped millions of families to survive. I also launched a global initiative for debt relief to help create fiscal space for developing countries, to mitigate the negative effects of the pandemic and achieve sustainable development. The advent of COVID vaccine in a relative short time is a miracle of science. We believe science should continue to guide the world's efforts as it combats the pandemic. Attempts to politicize the question of virus origin should be avoided, as it is divisive at a time when the world needs to unite. The vaccine should also be available to everyone on equitable basis. Afghanistan is rightfully the focus of our attention in view of the recent developments. The sudden change of the previous regime, which took everyone by complete surprise, the takeover by Taliban, and the full withdrawal of foreign forces has established a new reality in Afghanistan. That all this happened without bloodshed, without civil war, without mass exodus of refugees, should be a matter of relief to all of us. We in Pakistan were fearing a bloodbath like it happened after the Soviets exited from Afghanistan in 1989. It is now in the international community's collective interest to ensure that there is no renewed conflict in Afghanistan and the security situation is stabilized. Equally urgent priorities are to prevent a humanitarian crisis and an economic meltdown. We must remember previous Afghanistan government survived on 75% of foreign aid. With the removal of foreign aid, there is a danger of economic collapse. We believe positive engagement of the international community with Afghanistan is extremely important. Apart from that, the rights, the human rights of all Afghans should be protected, and they should ensure that Afghanistan is never again a safe haven for terrorists. As a country that has continuously suffered from the spillover of conflict and stability in Afghanistan and borne the burden of nearly 4 million refugees for almost 40 years, Pakistan has an abiding interest in peaceful and stable Afghanistan. We will continue to support a stable and prosperous Afghanistan. And we must all realize that the history of Afghanistan suggests that the people of Afghanistan failed.
Баро istiqbol.